Hi all, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to discuss a mock heroic poem written by John Dryden, Mac Flecknoe. The full title of this poem is Mac Flecknoe, a satire upon the true blue Protestant poet T.S. This session will be an introductory one, and in which I am planning to discuss the background, then setting of the poem, the year of publication, and the major theme of this poem. So let us start today's session. Mac Flecknoe, a satire upon the true blue Protestant poet T.S. T.S., that is the initial of Thomas Shadwell. So first let us analyze the background of the poem. It is a verse mock heroic written by John Dryden. Mock heroic means a mock epic. It is an attack on Thomas Shadwell, another major poet during Dryden's time. Written in 1678 and not published until 1682, it was a result of a series of disagreements that arose between Thomas Shadwell and John Dryden, which included their different estimations on the poetic genius of Ben Jonson. That is the first one. And Dryden always favored Shakespeare and Shadwell favored Ben Jonson. So Dryden's preference for the comedy of wit over comedy of humors, which was Shadwell's area of interest, was another reason. Then their difference in opinions and views on the true objective of comedy. What is the true objective of a comedy? Then also regarding plagiarism. Because Shadwell was considered as the one who was imitating the style of Ben Jonson. So there was also controversy regarding plagiarism. Then there were political issues, political as well as religious issues too. Dryden was a Tory and Shadwell was a Whig. And Shadwell often satirized Catholic and Anglican church in his plays, especially the Lancashire, which was published in the year 1682. And Dryden was a staunch Catholic. So Shadwell attacked Dryden in the Medal of John Bayes, which was published in the year 1682, to which Dryden retaliated with this epic poem, Mac Flecknoe. That is the history of this poem, or the background of this poem. Then coming to the publication details, it first appeared in the year 1682, but it later got republished as part of Dryden's own collection entitled Miscellany Poems. So now let us have a close look at Shadwell and Dryden. Thomas Shadwell was an English poet and playwright, and also the one who was appointed as the poet laureate in the year 1689. But he is often criticized for writing in an open imitation of Ben Jonson's comedy of humors. That is why he was hailed the Prince of Tautology by Dryden. Then there is another character in this poem, that is Richard Flecknoe. He was an English dramatist, poet, and musician, and he is often remembered for being made the butt of ridicule by Andrew Marvell and John Dryden. Much of Flecknoe's poetry was epigrammatic, and in this poem, Richard Flecknoe is presented as the father of Shadwell, who selects or chooses Shadwell as the only able son, fit to rule his kingdom of poetic dullness. Coming to the setting and person, the poem is set in London. London here is referred to as Augusta, and the speaker presents the poem in third-person point of view. And coming to the genre, it is a mock heroic poem which employs the ceremonial components of an epic to depict a silly or trivial situation. It thus creates a contrast between the form and content that obviously results in a comic and absurd effect. It is also characterized by ridiculing the characters in the plot and their action. And here this poem is a direct invasion on Shadwell, and obviously it has the quality of grave and pompous irony too. So coming to the titular significance of the poem Mac Flecknoe. Mac Flecknoe means the son of Flecknoe, and the subtitle, it is a satire upon true blue Protestant poet T.S., that is Thomas Shadwell. So it is all about the son of Flecknoe. Flecknoe, who is considered as the old sire of the kingdom of poetic dullness, and Mac Flecknoe is the legal heir to that kingdom. And this aged father is in search of his true heir, and finally he finds out the best amongst his sons who would be fit to rule his kingdom of dullness, and that is Thomas Shadwell. This is only an introductory session, and we shall go in detail the poem in the coming video.